And good afternoon, Microman. Yes, I know it's evening where you are. That's perfectly okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome to the dark side of the podcast live on this Sunday. The podcast is your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door and talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has won and lost fortunes, even though I'm on the uptick right now. And joining me, as always, is the greatest producer of all time, Belle. How are we doing tonight, Belle?
I'm having a fantastic day so far, Scott. Thank you. How's your day?
Oh, it was fine. I had to work. I had to do some fiat mining. But, you know, it was fine. So, Belle, are you ready for, I guess it could be a conscientious stream? You ready for this one?
I am ready for this one.
Okay, because there's a lot of different opinions about this, so I thought it was Emery's idea, by the way. Scott was ready to just take a pass. All right, I will sit it out. I've already done what I'm going to do, so I was more than happy to sit this one out. But Emery said, "Nope, members only. We got to get in front of it." And you know what? Fuck it. Do it. So here we are. And by the way, it's a non-monetized stream, so the occasional F-bomb that comes out of me, just deal with it. Just deal with it. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, Jackal, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo is no longer acceptable, and it's time for a technological revolution. Welcome to crypto, and welcome to the podcast. Now, we already knew before we even started this one, it's going to be a very small crowd, but you know what? That's okay. That's okay. Look, man, you guys are paying members, all right? You give us money every single month to do videos, do live streams, do all that other stuff. And honestly, out of everything that we do here, the member streams are my favorites. Hands down, my favorites. We get the smallest crowds. We are playing to a very intimate room, and I prefer it because I can say whatever the hell that I want. Not getting the downvotes, not getting the thumbs down. Nobody's running away. I can say whatever the hell that I want. And it's stress relieving for me. Very, very stress relieving for me. So members of the podcast, thank you for making my ride just a better one in the whole YouTube world. So I appreciate it. One more round of applause for all the members of the podcast. And we also know he doesn't get a lot of views. They really don't, even though the best, most honest information that we're ever going to put out comes from right here. There are things that we simply do not talk about. Now, as a team, we talk about them. We absolutely do. But there are things that even for the family, the podcast family here, the members, there's stuff, we have some pretty wild opinions. And so there's stuff that even we don't dabble into on the live stream, but I'm sorry, on the public streams, but we certainly get into them on the member streams. So this is the time to ask us all those questions that I always tap dance around or change the subject or put the hook somewhere else. This is the time to ask those, because I'm going to tell you whatever the hell I want to tell you now. Doesn't matter, man. This is our show. This is our family. And I can play the part of the drunk uncle around the Thanksgiving Day, Thanksgiving dinner table. I could definitely be that, even though I'd like to point out on this one, look, nothing. All right, we're not drinking this evening because it's 2 p.m. on a Sunday, and I have borders to my alcoholism, so it's not going to come out now. So believe it or not, if you think this is funny, it's not. This is me sober. So this will be a little bit more fun. All right, Emery, who's ready, man? You ready for it?
I'm ready.
All right. This is the Emery Show, and right now Emery's going to tell you all about Prop 16 and Juno, because odds are very good that a lot of you got in late and you're down. So, Emery, why don't you discuss the rise and fall of Juno? Why don't you discuss the rise and fall of Prop 16, and we'll hash it out right here. Emery, the show is yours.
I didn't know I was leading the show.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is your wheelhouse, babe. You go, do you.
Okay. Well, a lot of you have probably invested in Juno over the past, what's been out, 2 months maybe? I don't even think that much. But it came out on the IBC a little while ago. Now, the purpose of Juno is to be completely permissionless. And if you know what that means, it means that it means exactly how it sounds. It means that there are basically no rules of how the decentralized exchange works. You can put any token on there. You can have any incentive structure you want. You can do whatever you want. It's a blank state. It's pure, what the devs called pure cosmwasm. There's no restrictions, there are no parameters on how the DEX works, unlike, say, Secret Swap or SIFChain, where there are rules. There are no such things on Juno, which makes it very appealing to a lot of devs. So it's the blank state, DEX there. So that's what makes it really nice. There are some pros and cons to that. And there's some pros and cons.
I'm sorry. After that, dude, I got to have a little bourbon, man. You guys go ahead. Tonight's bourbon of choice, guys, by the way, is Rocktown. So tonight's is Rocktown Black Label. And Emery, we're getting 4 more bottles are going to be coming up here end of the week. So
awesome.
two of them are yours, and there we go. So go ahead, man, carry on. But I'm going to get a little bit lit for this because it's going to be a rough one, man. Go.
Yeah. So there are pros and cons. The pros are, well, you can do whatever you want. You can list any token on there you want to with any incentive structure. You can do more or less anything that the contract can possibly allow. The cons to that are pretty much the same as the pros. Anything goes. So you're gonna find a lot of shit coins, if you
like
will.
Marble. Say it.
Something happened with Marble not too long ago. It got rugged. A lot of liquidity just got removed and put elsewhere.
Dumped for, you know what, for what it's worth, dude, I dumped Marble day one. I dumped it at 250. I said, you know what, thank you. And I was like, nope, everything about this seems sketchy, man. And I pulled. So go ahead, Emery.
And you're going to get those things on a completely permissionless DEX. You're going to get those. Anyone can list anything they want. They can create a token over a day and airdrop it and then take all the liquidity out. It's amazingly easy to do. So that's what happened with Marble. So yeah, you're gonna find odd tokens, and again, make sure that you read up on the tokens you're investing in. Don't invest in Hulk or whatever else is over there unless you know what it is.
The Avengers coming soon token. Yeah, man, let's get all over that. I love the Avengers.
And Juno's getting incentivized reward pools here in a couple of weeks. So the incentive to invest in those pools will get a lot stronger, even though they're still shit coins. So just be careful. but yeah, leading to that is what happened with Juno. Now, as with every single IBC chain, there's governance. And a lot of IBCs, I don't think I know of a single one that hasn't done some kind of airdrop. And the reason for that is just to get people interested in the token. That's the entire purpose of airdrops. Now, unless you've built very stringent rules and a very, I would say, fair drop of the token, it's possible, if you're clever, to game the system. And a way to game the system is to not only tell people how the airdrop is going to work, but also not have precautions around telling people how the airdrop is going to work. So the problem isn't necessarily, letting people know how and when the snapshot will work. The problem is not having precautions for whales and other people gaming the system. That's the issue. And Juno failed to have a lot of those issues buttoned up. And so a whale created a ton of wallets and had suspiciously the exact number, the exact max amount in a wallet to fall under the whale cap. So, was it lucky guess that he had those the exact number in there? Possibly, but seems unlikely. Seems really unlikely to a lot of people. And yeah, they effectively gamed the system because their anti-whale cap measures were not good enough. So a lot of people were upset because this giant whale gamed the system. And to be honest, I can see why people would be upset about that. They gamed the system and really, just they were not abiding by what one might call the unspoken rules of the game. You're cheating people out of tokens. It's what happened. That's what they did. Did they do it because they could? Yeah. But also, there's a couple parties to blame here. The devs of Juno, in my opinion, didn't have sufficient precautions to stop this from happening. They should have realized that this was a vulnerability, and they didn't button it up. I also think that whoever the Juno whale was shouldn't have done that. But the question lies in whose fault it is, and I'm willing to say it's both parties. But at the same time, you can't put out a system and have someone exploit it and say you did it wrong, and then take away their tokens, because the entire point of crypto, in my opinion, is self-sovereignty over what you do and how things are done with your personal wallets and the way you build your system. It's supposed to bring responsibility, I think. And if you fail to do that, then that's no one's fault but your own.
Yep. Now I'm gonna say I'm gonna weigh in on this one a little bit, and then we're gonna get to Prop 16 because we're gonna get to. So this is what happened. All right. So we're not quite into the knee-jerk reaction, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna say one thing, and that's gonna be Atari 2600 pinball. That's my answer to that. There's a little glitch in our Atari 20, and none of you guys remember Atari. If you're not my age, you don't remember Atari 2600, man. But it was like the gaming console because it was one of the first gaming console. Not the first. You had Pong, which was just exactly what it sounds like, Pong. And you plugged it into the television, you could play Pong. That was great. And then you had Intellivision and some of these other ones come out. But Atari 2600 was the first one that caught everybody because it was simple, it was easy to use, there were lots of games, and you could have some fun. So on Atari 2600 pinball, there's a little glitch, and if you look around, you'll find it. There was no internet to look it up, all right? It didn't work that way because there was no fucking internet. But if you go down the left drain, and for those of you who are pinball fans, you know what I'm talking about, the drain on the left and right hand side. If you go to the drain on the left and you hold down the shoot button and bump the table, this is how you nudge the table. You hold it. Atari is a single joystick and a single button. So if you hold down the button and nudge it at the right time, when the ball goes down the drain, the ball will bounce back out, right back into the play field, and you can go. The only way that you can really lose the ball is if it goes right down between the flippers, which you don't actually have to let happen because you could bump that as well. So it's an exploit. It's a pure exploit. But was it my fault? Was it my fault that that exploit was left in there, that bug was left in there, that code was not checked well enough, that the diligence on the game and the testing was not done correctly? Was that my fault that I used that drain to roll over the score over and over and over because I can effectively never lose my ball? Is it my fault for using the exploit even though I know it's there? Is it my fault? Did I build the game? Is it mine? Is it Scott's, the Podcast Atari Pinball? Did we build this thing or did we just find it? All right. All we did was find it. So I understand and I get it. All right. What the whale did was morally questionable. Would I have done it? No. But did he build Juno? Was he the guy? Was he sitting on the board? Was he a developer of Juno? Was he friendly with developers of Juno? Now, you and me offline can talk and say he's probably friendly with at least one of those developers because the fact that he nailed every single staking perfect on all of these abundance of wallets kind of tells me he knew something. But then it comes down to proof. Can you prove it? All right. Now, the last little step on this one is, did he do anything illegal? And Emery, answer it straight up. Did he do anything illegal? Immoral? Yes. Illegal. Did he do anything illegal?
Not that I'm aware of.
So he didn't create the system. He didn't create the bug. He didn't create any of that stuff. All right. All he did was use the system as it was designed, period. Now, the fact that I can bounce that ball out of the drain tells me that it was designed that way. Obviously, this is in here for a reason. So there we go, and that's kind of where I'm going to stand on that. Now, we're going to get into Prop 16 now because Emery's got some very strong opinions on Prop 16, and I know I do. So, Emery, why don't you go ahead and explain Prop 16 and the fact that Juno's bled off 32% of its value over the last 14 days because it's done it because of Prop 16. Emery, take it away, sir.
Yeah, so Prop 16 came about, and I don't actually know who proposed it. Do you know who proposed it, Scott, or does that matter?
No, no.
Don't know who proposed it, but the purpose of Prop 16 is to correct the error, so to speak.
Yeah.
Basically, the point is to burn a fair amount of tokens that the whale had in order to level the playing field.
Yes. So what this is a clawback, and you can call it anything else that you want. You could say anything. You can call it anything, but this is a clawback. And the reason that this bothers me more than anything else is because this is a true permissionless network. All right. It is anything goes here. Absolutely anything goes here. If you want to set up the shittiest of shitcoins, you can do it on Juno, and they're not even going to check you. All right. They created the conditions for this. Absolutely created the conditions for this by their very network. I like Juno. I like what they're doing. I like permissionless. This is the DeFi. All right. This is the wild, wild west, and you need something like this. But when it goes south, you cannot suddenly run to central authority. You can't do that. You can't just say, well, we were anarchists and now we're the anarchist club. Now we're the fraternal order of anarchists. Now we are the organized anarchists. You got to pick a side. You got to do one or the other. And they're doing both. So what they created is a true permissionless wild, wild west. Dex, go do it, grow. We've created it for you. And as soon as something went south, suddenly we went to governance. Suddenly we went to central authority. Suddenly we came back and said, no. You know what? We're going to have to correct what we did first. I don't think you could play both sides. But Prop 16 went up. They figured it out, and it was voted, and everybody said yes. So from true permissionless to do you, babe, to permissionless as long as it meets the will of everybody who happens to have something on here. Now, it's bad precedent. It is just god-awful precedent. So, again, man, look, I'm not agreeing with what the guy did. I'm not at all agreeing with what the guy did, but he didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything wrong. He played the game by the rules that you set, period. That's what he did. And then he come back and say, well, I guess we were wrong on this one. We're going to take all that back. You can't do that. Or you can, and the result is right here. I'm showing him the Juno chart, dude, by the way, over the last 14 days. What you do when you swing so wildly philosophically, what you get is a token that was $40 on 16 March and is $25 on 27 March. That's what you get. That's a fall off of 32.7% because you decided, you know what, we made a mistake and we were caught with our pants down, but we're going to take it all back now. And we're going to do it at the point of a metaphorical gun, meaning there's nothing that this person can do now. Stuck. That's it. You are now up to the will of the people, and they're going to decide what to do with you. Can't have it both ways, man. You can have it one way or the other. But when you pivot and change your mind and shift, this is the result of that. So that is 32% off from what is currently a $1.2 billion market cap. So add the 32 or the 32%. What's 32% of 1.2 billion, Emery? What is that? $400 million?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So what you get is $400 million bled off absolutely in 14 days. That is a fucking tragedy. So now we're rolling from Prop 16, and we're sorting it out now, right, Emery? Which prop is this?
Prop 17 is next.
Yeah. So what is Prop 17 discussing?
Basically the mechanism and how to do this what they might call fairly to the whale.
Okay. So what would you consider fairly, Emery? I'm interviewing you now. What would you do? I'm asking him point blank. What would Emery do?
Like at Prop 17 or before this?
Before this. What will Emery do?
I mean, I guess I would have first of all made sure that my airdrop wasn't gameable.
Yep, you could maybe do that. Due diligence on your own tokenomics. That's a thought.
Actually, I do have a slight disagreement with you, though.
Dude, serve it up. This is a member stream.
I do think that governance is the heart of crypto. I don't believe crypto is anarchy. I believe it's true democracy. But at the same time, personally, I don't believe. I think that one person is smart and many people are stupid.
Round of applause, man.
The problem with a true democracy, in my opinion, is that since most people, and I don't think that's hyperbolic there. I think that most people don't understand the issue and will not research it beyond surface level and vote with what they see on the surface, rather than what they understand what is actually happening on a deeper level. So, my opinion is that crypto isn't anarchy. It's true democracy, and I think both are equally dangerous in my opinion.
And you know what? Again, I'll give it to you, man. Look, I'm not equating crypto to anarchy. I'm absolutely not equating that. All right, anarchy is do whatever. All right, that's a whole different animal than play within the rules of the game. Crypto has very specific rules to many tokens. There's very specific rules that are set up, and you understand these rules before you get into the token. You should. They're in your white paper. Read the white papers. How many times have we said, don't invest unless you've read the white paper because you don't even know the rules of the game that you're about to play. So read the white paper. The rules are well laid out. Now, I read. Go ahead. I see.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, if that's the case, if crypto is a true democracy and any person can put up a proposal on governance, which almost every chain on the IBC has governance, and many tokens do governance now. Was it wrong to propose Prop 16 by the built-in governance of the token?
Absolutely not, man. You can propose anything that you want. But before you are going to get into a proposal, you should deeply, deeply, deeply research this and understand the blowback if this thing passes. Now, should I show you the blowback again? Let's do it because that's fun. This is the blowback. All right, this is it in black in fucking white. This is the blowback. When you don't consider what you are about to do, this is the blowback, and it's $400 million. How much did the whale scam out of Juno? Will you scam? It's my show. I can say whatever fuck I want. How much money did the whale scam out of Juno?
I don't know. It was 70. I want to say it's something around $70 million.
Okay,
like
well, you know what? We'll put the pin right there. We'll call it $75 million. It's a nice even number. He scammed you for $75 million. He didn't scam you. He played by the rules that you laid out in your white paper. A, B, C, he followed the process. He got $75 million out of you. You decided we're going to get it back. All right? Will of the people, we're going to get it back because fuck that guy. Here's your result of the $75 million loss. $400 million on top of it. That's what you lost because you didn't consider the ramifications. The right thing to do was say, you know what? We fucked up. We're going to cover this. We're going to make it right. We're just going to grow our way out of this because we're new, we're fresh, we're permissionless, and we are the way crypto should be. That is the answer. That's what you do. You don't go to govern it. You just don't go back there and say, we're going to get this fucking guy. We're going to get this fucking guy. That's what they did. And this is what Prop 17 is going to do is how do we do it now? But everything that they could have done, because if they were going to do Prop 17 after, they should have did it during the emotional high. Now, everybody who's voting on this has seen the fucking blowback of making a knee-jerk reaction like that. You were embarrassed because you fucked up. That's all it was. You were embarrassed because you did not do your own research on the paper that you yourself wrote. You were embarrassed that you got taken advantage of, and you said, let's go to governance, man. We're going to get it back because we fucked up, so we want everybody to come and help. And what happened? What happened? $45 to $25. That's what happened because you don't think people are listening. You don't think they understand. You don't think they're picking up on this. They clearly are. And suddenly, all of the pride and everything that went into Juno just went right down the fucking toilet. Because if it could happen to this guy, they've set precedent, and it can happen to anybody. Period. That's what they just told the whole fucking world. And they bled off $400 million. You guys understand that $400 million is over the complete liquidated value of 1,000 different cryptos out here. 1,000 different cryptos. SIF Chain's total liquidated value is about $65 million. That's the entire value. The total lock value of SIF Chain is about $65 to $70 million. All right. They just bled off 5.5 SIF Chains. They just bled off in 14 days. 5.5, all of this different money that could have been put into development, that could have been put into new investments. $400 million was just pulled out of the DeFi. Out of the DeFi because of something like this. The right thing to do, in my opinion, just my humble opinion, don't unsubscribe. I'm allowed to have one. All right. And here it's the members channel, man. I can say what I want. The right thing to do is for the developers to get up in front and make that announcement and say, we fucked up. We plugged the hole. We will fix it. We're going to grow our way out of this. You'd come at it from a positive aspect. We are still the best. We are going to grow. We are going to grow. And you'll forget all about this because we are going to do the right thing. But they didn't do that. They went back, they circled the wagons, they set it up and said, we're going to get this fucking guy. And now we have been given permission to get this fucking guy. So we just have to figure out how to do it. And I'm sorry, man, that's it. The whole world, everybody out here saw it. They looked, they listened. You explained the token drop. You explained that volume. You explained the fact that thing went down so fucking much. All right, that is because everybody saw what you did. So I'm not saying, again, morally, what he did was wrong. Absolutely wrong. I wouldn't have done it. Even if I knew how. Even if I knew before he did and I had the capital to do it, I wouldn't do that because it's not me. I'm not here to game the system, all right? Crypto is I was going to say easy. I don't want to say easy. Crypto is, if you know how to crypto, it's not a bad way to make a living. It really isn't. So I don't believe that you need to game the system to get ahead. I don't believe it. Not on Cosmos, man. Not on Cosmos. It is all laid out for you. So it's not something that I would do. But at the same time, man, I didn't write the paper. He didn't write the paper. He had nothing to do with it. All right. All he did was see this is the rules of the game. Fine. I'm going to play by those rules. The dev should have got up and said, you know what? How about this? We're going to propose a fund for the fact that we fucked up. All right. And then we'll use this. We'll make everyone whole. We'll grow out. There's a lot of positive ways to go about doing this. And they didn't pick any of them. They went completely negative. We're going to get them. We're going to choke them. We're going to burn off all these tokens, and everybody's fine then because fuck this guy. That's the direction they went, man. And I vehemently disagree with it. Okay, I'm all done there, Emery. Yes, you can go ahead and take your. Obviously, it's a passionate subject, man.
Actually, before we get going too much further, Jack Sparrow dropped in a comment saying, no, the airdrop was for individual wallets. He got caught because he then combined all the wallets into one.
Yeah, decimating the caught.
Yeah. No, we get the rub of it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what got him caught. But
he was a dumbass.
Yeah. But you know what? Again, he found a way. He's supposedly managing all these wallets for clients of his. His clients are the ones that got freaking burned by this because then he took all of their wallets and dumped them into one big one.
Yeah.
They're the people that this is affecting the most. Okay. They got screwed on both fronts.
They did. They absolutely did.
Absolutely. And it's kind of like as if blockchain is really easy to trace or something. It's kind of silly. If you were to game the system, don't combine them all into one wallet sooner or later. That will make everything, because you can trace that on Juno as a scan. And if you enter in a wallet, it will tell you where transactions are coming to and going from. So like what's the point of doing that? Because people do this for a living. They trace crypto for a living. They just sit at their computers and go to MintScan and just type in wallet address and see what they find. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, no, it's not hard. I mean, for fuck's sake, we are ThePodocasts.rns. All right, that's all my wallet addresses. They're all up there, public. Go check me out. You can MintScan everything. You can. It's not hard to trace.
And
so I'm not.
Go ahead.
No. You.
And here's an analogy that you might want to consider. And I'm not telling you to can do it one way or the other, but he got caught. And he was able to game the system. Arguably, I can't prove it because I don't know, but arguably because someone told him how to do it. One of the devs, the chances that he gamed this perfectly are slim to none. A dev told him what the whale cap was. Right now, in the world of stocks, this is called insider trading, which is illegal. Now, there is no such thing in crypto. There is no insider trading. You don't get jail time. You don't if Martha Stewart would have a field day out here, because she would. So the question is. Do you want to bring regulation like that into crypto? Because even though what he did was wrong, it's not illegal here, but it's illegal in the analogous stock world, and it's illegal because the SEC has protections, because people in high public offices, stuff like that, they have knowledge about this kind of thing, and they are forbidden to trade on that knowledge because they have certain clearances that get them certain knowledge, so they're just forbidden to trade. Arguably, this person had access to such knowledge when he should not have. So is that a reason to bring a regulation like this in here in the crypto world?
And again, man, you're starting to bring, again, that's a double-edged sword, man. That is an absolute double-edged sword, even beginning to discuss something like that. But there's a lot of people that just got fucked out of a lot of money. They really did. All of his customers, all the way that thing has happened, and I'm pretty sure his customers right now would be thrilled to bring regulation into the DeFi. That way they are protected against stuff like this. So these are people that are having somebody else run their wallet for them. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I run wallets for people, but I'm not of the morally questionable, shady background kind of guy that does it. I'm just straight up.
You don't have to have a license to do it.
Don't have to have a license, man. All you're doing is helping people. As soon as you have to have a license, I will no longer do it because I don't want any more relationship with the government than I currently have. All right? That's it. I don't want to KYC into this, man. I have no interest in it. But again, man, it all comes around to The fun thing about this, there's nothing fun, even though I got into Juno early, so I don't care, man. I'm not losing anything. But there are a lot of people, even people on this show right here, bought in. We see it on the Discord, buying in at $31, $32 right now, man. They're fucked. All right, they could just 25% loss on their investment, man. So I feel bad for them because it wasn't their fault. All right, it was absolutely not their fault, but you had to know something was going to happen when you make a decision like this, and a big public one, something that is so emotional right now that you got to do it right this very second before we let it die down, before we postmortem exactly what happened, so that we can design a proposal that is fair and equitable and all that other stuff. Say the action's going to be taken, but we're going to actually figure out exactly what happened, and we are going to give time for everybody to analyze all the data that's out there. This didn't happen. That proposal went up quick. I mean, it went up fast. They voted on it fast, and it, boom, closed. Now you can't take it back. And again, man, all I can do is fall back to the blowback of it, man. You see the token coin. All right, I'm sorry. You see the token price. We don't even have to speculate on this. You can see it. This is what happened in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Nothing in Cosmos has fallen off like this. Nothing in Cosmos did this. Only Juno. So if you don't think people were watching and realizing what was happening here and starting to figure out the ramifications, if they can do this to me, they can do this to everybody. They're literally going to change the rules of the game after the game started, and you can't do that. That's what they did. So there were a lot of different things that they could have done, but they did none of them. They went straight, pulling the sword, getting them, and this is the result of it, is a whole lot of money gone, period. So I'm on this one here, I'm going to fall back to what my eyes are telling me. And what my eyes are telling me is that you bled off a third of your value on a very good idea, very good upsurging. Everybody's liking it, jumping on, even though there's some real duds on there. But you took an ascending product and in a single stroke turned it into that. Nothing on Cosmos has fallen off like that. Nothing. So to say that Prop 16 had nothing to do with that, man, it had everything to do with it. Everything to do with it. So, and we're not even done with that. That's a fun thing, man. We haven't even gotten to Prop 17 yet. So we don't even know how much more they're going to hemorrhage depending on what they're doing, because now they're talking about it. Now they're like, ooh, we got to figure this out. We got to be careful. We lost in the eyes of the public. They lost. I don't know how else to say that. From a 30% fall off in 2 weeks, that you did not lose you lost the emotional fight. If you're in a publicly traded company and your stock bleeds off 30% in 14 days, Emery, what tends to happen at that point?
Well, you start losing investors if you haven't lost them all already.
Yeah, and the other thing that you start to do is lose CEOs, lose COOs, lose CFOs. They're gone. All right, there is no, well, I'm going to make a speech. We're going to make it okay. No, they are gone. Action is taken. Confidence is restored. What do you do here? What do you do here? Aside from replace the governing board, what do you do here? What kind of action can you take? How do you save this? We'll talk about that for a few minutes, Emery. This is really your wheelhouse. How do they save it now? What would you do? What would Emery do?
Like in the position right now?
Right now, as written, as all the events occurred, what do you do right now to restore confidence? I thought you froze there for a second, man. That's a good question, isn't it?
I think one of the best things you can do is let people know that the system was gamed, and any holes we have in our system are going to be patched up so this doesn't happen again. You can't burn off tokens and then decide to get people more. In fact, the only thing you can do is burn off even more tokens to make the price rise, which is why I think Juno will bounce back again at some point. I think it will. But the only way to make that happen is either mechanically through the tokenomics or through public relations, and one's easier than the other.
Yep. So that's kind of where we're at on this one, man. Now, if you want to know where Scott is, I don't own a lot of Juno anymore. Let me just put it right there, man. Now, it'll bounce back. All right, still a good idea. And crypto has a very short memory. Crypto has an extremely short memory, and I'm almost sure that this is what they're banking on right now, is the fact that folks forget. Something else comes along, shiny object, some kind of scandal, something else comes along and folks forget. And I'm pretty sure that's kind of what they're banking for on this one, because you don't see a lot of it on Twitter. People are not talking it up, man. They're just kind of, you just let this one just kind of slide away, and then we'll fix it on the back end. So they're kind of going that way. And yeah, I believe that Juno will bounce back just fine. But I don't see, there's no upside to me eating the risk while they try to work it out. There's no upside for me to do in that, so I won't. I will just take it, move it someplace more stable until they get it together, or until they're back in a position where I agree with the way that they are running this. All right, when I come back and we are both philosophically aligned again, I'm back in. But until then, it's not for me. That's it, man. I'm not going to ride it down. I'm not the kind of person that will ride it all the way into the mountain, man. I won't do that. So for me, stepping aside. No judgments, no moral judgments, man. Everybody invests differently. I don't ride it down. I'm not that guy, and I get it, man. It's a tax position for me, but if the financial hit to me would be a hell of a lot greater if I just hold. And you guys know for a fact that I'm not that guy. I am absolutely not. So we're just having the discussion because I'm a little bit disappointed in this. And honestly, it wasn't even my idea. It was Emery's. Emery said, let's do this. Let's do Prop 16. So here we are.
We haven't had members in a while.
And we haven't had a members in a while. All right, Belle, do we got any questions, comments, concerns on this? There's no way that people have been quiet.
We do have a couple of questions, actually. Donnie G asked, and the first part of this we've already addressed. Emery's given his opinion, but he's asking, do we think Juno is going to make it, or is it time to jettison the pod?
Okay, yeah, well, you heard both of our opinions on that one, so take either of them with a grain of salt, man. We're not financial advisors. So, Belle, please carry on.
Donnie G again, what about all these rug pull tokens on Juno Swap? That's not helping the situation either.
No, go ahead and talk those up a little bit, Emery, because we've been having fun giggling about some of these things.
Yeah, you may notice that on Osmosis, you'll see a couple of Juno tokens over there. You'll know they're Juno tokens because they'll have a CW20 tag next to them.
Yep.
So some of them have made their way over, and Osmosis does some vetting of tokens before they come on there. They're just not going to let any token come onto their platform. But as I said before, Juno is a completely permissionless platform. Means you don't need permission to put your token on there. you can grab the contract and set up your token there and just see what happens.
You know what they did? You know what they built here, man? They built a perfect platform for the next bonfire, for the next Shiba, for the next Richie Rich token. Safe Moon. We need a DeFi version of Safe Moon. And you know what? How long would it take you to stand that up on Juno, Emery? How long would it take you to write a white paper, stand up a DeFi version of Safe Moon, and put it up on Juno? How long would it take you?
Probably a couple weeks.
Yeah, couple weeks, guys. This is it. Emery knows how to do it, and we could have our very own Safe Moon right here in the DeFi. Belle, please carry on.
That was actually the last question for the moment.
Oh, you guys are letting me down then. You know, because I thought that this was going to be very, very, I thought this was going to be a very aggressive, and that people were going to be throwing shit at me on this one, because I understand that my opinion is different than most other people's. I'm a little let down, I guess. There's not a single.
Are you let down that people agree with you?
I don't know if they agree with me, man. That's the thing. We're not getting any feedback on this one, so I don't know if I'm just out here hugging myself and rolling around on the floor like an asshole. I don't know if I'm that guy tonight or not, man. I don't know.
Now I am going to jump in and say thank you to Microman and Old Man who hit us with $10 super chats saying happy birthday, Belle.
That's Belle's money. Thank you. It's Belle's birthday, guys. Be real nice. How old are you, Belle?
My real or fake age?
Whichever one you're comfortable disclosing.
I'm actually 39.
39? My God. Here's the answer. Here's Belle.
Hey, you.
You're still a baby. I mean, you are still a baby. And I know you and Emery are similar ages. I think you're a little bit older than Emery, but you two are both similar age. You're both kids. You should not be on a show with this. You you just should not be up there with this. All right, Emery, what else is on your mind, man? Or else I'm gonna monologue for 15 minutes, dude.
Oh wow, yeah, you could probably do that.
Let's talk about Jackal. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bo.
Master actually just chimed in asking, can you talk about SifChain?
Oh, I can do SifChain all day, man. Here's one of the fun things about SifChain. I'm going to show it to you guys. In chart form. So one of the fun things about SifChain, aside from the fact that they're doing so much that I like, one of the really nifty things about SifChain, and let's show it to you guys here in 90-day form, is we started talking this up right here in this range. All right, now this is a pure pricing, and I don't usually do pure pricing. I like charts to show you what happened, not what is going to happen. All right, it doesn't work that way. But what I really like about him is the fact that we pretty well caught him rock bottom when we started jumping on. We really started jumping on this one. It was back early February. We really started kind of talking this one up, and that just from a pure bottom out perspective, it looked like a fantastic buy, so I bought. And it looked like fun videos to do because of the things that they were doing, so we did all of these things as well. And they have answered wonderfully. Now, I've been making my nut on this one in two places. One, the 300% pool of the people. And by the way, guys, if you're wondering, SifChain will be on the show. I forgot. What are the dates?
April 14th.
Okay, so April 14th, we are having SifChain is going to be live here on the podcast to answer all of your SifChain questions. I don't even know how the hell they heard of us. Nobody hears of us. And with the way we do our show, I
reached out to him. That's why.
Oh, is that it? Emery got him on the show. So there we go. Here's a round of applause for Emery. But I'm hoping that they watch some of our previous live streams with guests so that they know what they're in for here. I'm not an advocate for SifChain. I'm not. I'm an advocate for you, for the podcast. I want to ask the questions that revolve around your money, all right? Because there's no way that you tune in to see this smiling face every day. I get it. I got a pleasant enough voice, man, but I'm very, very opinionated. So I don't believe for a second that you come in just to hear me talk. You want to hear me talk about money. So when we have guests on here, that's my sole interest is your money. And I'm going to direct questions all around that area is, why should I invest with you? Why should I keep my money with you? How are you going to make me money? If I give you the loan, and that's what this is, if I give you a loan, how are you going to earn for me? So I'm not here to cheerlead it. I'm absolutely not here to cheerlead it. I'm in here to say this is how you can make money on it. Now, the great thing about SifChain, where I've been really making my nut, is the pools of the people. Now, these are going to be going away 3 weeks, something like that, but they're 300% APRs, 300% APRs, and every pool is paired with Rowan. Rowan has been slightly ascending or very, very stable. So pretty much regardless of what it's paired with, and for those 300% pool of the people, you're pulling 300% APR on what are pretty much stable investments. So in a condition like this, it's almost impossible to lose money. You have to go out of your way or just make bad choices to lose money when you get to a position like that. But the other way that I've been really, really earning on them is right here, pool 629. This thing has fluctuated from 130 to 180, back to 110, now back up to 170% APR. I've just absolutely been killing this one with pairing it with Osmo. Because the great thing is that as Rowan has been slightly ascending, Osmo has been slightly descending. So they've countered each other. I'm still collecting 170% on this. And this is in an LP. This isn't directly paired with an Ethereum token or something like that. This is directly using a token that I dearly love called Osmosis, that I believe in. That is very, very stable. That's been doing its business. So that's what I love about SifChain. Aside from the fact that, and we stress it to the limit. Emery, do we not push the shit out of SIFChain with all the crazy shit that we try with this thing, man. Is that just my impression, or do you happen to agree with that?
Yeah, I think we've been big fans of SIFChain for a while. We've definitely advocated for it.
And we like it. We like to push things around. So if a DEX can do something, we are going to do that thing because we want to see the results of it. And the fact that we can trade Ethereum tokens back and forth for 3 cents tells me all I need to know about it. It's like, man, that is good. That's a good thing, man. We are absolutely taking the Ethereum chain, smacking it around, and doing what they're doing for $30, and SIFChain's doing it for 3 cents. It's just a matter of time before people really start to figure out that you are just getting rammed by Ethereum. You are just getting crushed when you have to use that chain. Now, here's an alternative. You can use SIFChain. You only have to pay that fee one more time. One, to put your Ethereum tokens on SIFChain. And then that's it. There is no reason to ever send them back to Ethereum. We have shown you 5 different ways, and we made videos about each and every one of them, that once you get money on SIFChain, even Ethereum tokens, there's no reason to ever go back to Ethereum. So it's not like you have to pay these fees twice. If you are one of those holders, just buy. I have Loop Ring. I got $800,000 worth of Loop Ring, and I got nothing I can do with it. We can get you right over there to SIFChain. We can put you in a LRC pool, and you're earning 300% or 100%, depending on whether or not it's a pool of the people. I think that they are doing a beautiful thing, and it's not just a DEX for the sake of being a DEX. It is a DEX that you can do things with here that you can't do anywhere else. It's innovative. So I'm a big fan of innovation, and they're doing it. So, yeah, man, that's it. That's why they're welcome on the program. I'm not going to let them get away with anything. I'm not going to let them just come on here and hype it. They're going to say, oh, no, man, this is going to 21 cents. Great. Let's stop right now, and you explain step-by-step roadmap how this thing gets to 21 cents. We don't even do price predictions on the podcast. I'm not going to let somebody come on my show and do a price prediction unless you can prove it. So you lay it out, and we're going to entertain it. But if you come on here and tell me about how high it's going to go, I'm showing you the door, man, because I will absolutely pull it out. Not because I want to embarrass anybody, but because I care about your money. So I want to get all of the answers. There we go. That's what I got on SIFChain. Belle, do we got anything else?
All right. Donnie G chimed in with a comment saying, Greater Scott, put that up on Juno.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Robbie Smith hit us with a $9.99 super chat.
That's your birthday money, Belle. That's all this is. It ain't for this show. That's your birthday money.
Donnie G also hit us with a $10 super chat saying, thank you. Happy birthday, Belle. So Jack Sparrow also hit us with a $9.99 super chat saying happy V-Day. Now, Donnie had another question. Is Nomad on the SIFChain team?
I don't know. Emery?
Nomad is an admin on Discord, on SIFChain Discord.
Okay. All right. I hope that answers. Well, I mean, that is
all your questions about whatever. She's not a tech kind of person. She told me that, but she'll answer as best she possibly can with any questions you have.
All right. Well, there you go. There's a point of contact for you.
Triple
That's what I got,
tap.
Belle. Go.
Triple tap. Is it too late to give back the Juno that was taken from the whale and take a different course of action?
Yep.
Nothing happened yet. Nothing happened yet.
That's what Prop 17 is going to be. And I'll tell you what, man, everybody's watching this one. Everybody's watching this one to see what they do. Is it too late you can't overturn Prop 16. That's already done. It's already passed. All right. That's it. You can't unring that bell. So, yeah, everybody's paying real close attention to Prop 17. And depending on what they do is going to tell you what the price of Juno is going to do. That's it. Pay attention to it, and you're going to figure out real quick, should I buy more or should I divest myself of this? So, yeah, pay attention. And I promise you, when it goes through, there's going to be another podcast member stream. All right, members only, and we will absolutely hack it out, and we will use vulgarity and all that other good stuff that I like to do because I am a sailor. Belle, please carry on.
That was actually the last question for the moment. Now, I will remind people that for those who are OG subscribers, OG members of our channel, if you guys email me when we have our pre-show interview with the folks from Sif Chain on April 10th, you guys can actually be included in that. You just have to stay on mute, but you can listen in.
Yes, and I think we only have 2 or 3 OGs, but that's part of the you give us $20 a month, and that's part of the kick for it, is that when we have these offline meetings with these other people, you're part of the family, so you are more than welcome to listen in and hear. Half of what we talk about is what we will not talk about live. So if you guys want to hear some of that stuff, you're more than welcome. It's for the OGs. Just email Belle and say, yep, I'm available. She'll include you on the Zoom invite. Sit yourself on mute. You guys are advisors to the Podocasts. All right, you guys are our advisors, because last time they asked, who are all these people? I was like, well, they're advisors. They're advisors to the show. So, yeah, you guys are welcome. You hear everything that we hear, man. It's just like we're doing a Zoom call right now, but we're not online. So if you want to hear what goes on, just email Belle, man. You're welcome to it. All right, Emery, I was going to let you off the hook. I'm not going to. How's Jackal going, man?
It's going all right. I mean, there's not really a whole lot to say anymore other than we're just plugging away at our econ model, and we're just hopefully getting that finished here in the next 2 weeks or so, and then we'll do some simulations to make sure that it works the way we think it's going to work, and if not, we'll tweak it until it does, and then that's really all there is to it.
That's it, and we are up and we go live, man. Now I am very, very, very excited for this one. Not because I'm very excited about it, man, because this is my wheelhouse. Data storage is my wheelhouse. I've been working in this field for 25 years, so I'm familiar with what it takes. I'm very excited for this one, not because we're going to sell a token. I'm excited for this one because they're going to sell a product, a very useful product, a product that has never seen the light of day on this planet Earth before. This is the very first one that's doing it the way that they are doing it. True privacy. True privacy. It has never been done. Now, I'm already lining up all the counter arguments that are going to be coming with this one, because Emery, I go scrolling on forums that you don't go on, and people are talking about Jackal, and they are talking about it from a negative light, because they say that's too much privacy. You can't have this. And then they start pulling out all of the just all of the worst case scenarios that happens in a situation like this. So I'm already lining up my counter arguments.
What do you feel is a good? Have you seen any good arguments? That's what I'm wondering.
For privacy?
For just you saw a lot of anti-Jackal sentiments. Did you find any arguments that are worth worth their weight at all? Or
no, it's the same canned stuff, man. That it's just very canned stuff. They all go to pedophiles. They all go to child porn.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They all go there, because suddenly along comes Jackal, and now we're going to have child pornography, because we haven't had it up till now. This is the entire argument that they're basing it on, man. Honestly, dude, I think it's a red herring. It is a pure red herring all the way around.
Yeah, I mean, it'll make things difficult to trace. That's absolutely, but that's also the point, So, I don't know if there'll be an uptick in that. I mean, I doubt it.
No.
I think what's going to happen is that it'll be harder to find, but I don't know how much more there's going to be.
You know what? Belle.
And on the next episode of Law and Order SVU.
Yeah, Jackal porn. They've built a perfect avenue for child pornography, man. Yeah, no, they're, like I said, man, they're all just standard red herring arguments, man. People are just afraid of it, man. They're afraid of freedom. They're afraid of privacy. They like privacy as long as it suits them. But when it no longer suits them, then they don't want privacy, man. I said, dude, they're just canned arguments. Anybody I put on the show, and I will go out and look for some experts that are talking about this very thing, and I will put them live on this show, and I will absolutely rip the ass out of them. Because, one, it's what I do, but two, because you're just dead wrong, man. You're just absolutely dead wrong. All right, I believe privacy to be a right. I think it is a God-given right for people to stay out of my business. And the fact that there's now a good, clean, reliable avenue to make sure that people stay out of my business, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not doing anything untoward. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You cannot kind of have privacy. It doesn't work that way. All right? Privacy is, in fact, an absolute. So you either have it or you do not. You don't sort of have it. It's like being kind of pregnant. All right? You either are or you are not. Privacy is the same way. You either are or you either have it or you do not, period. And as soon as you start chipping away at that definition, it loses all meaning, absolutely loses all meaning. Now, what they've done, I'm perfectly aware of what Jackal's done, and I'm a big fan because it's a product that I'm going to use, and it's a product. Now, again, for this one, the thing that gets me so excited about this, more than anything else, is that this is not a DEX, all right? It's not a new AMA. It's none of these things, all right? It is a physical product that has a very easy selling point. Very easy selling point. You are 25% of the cost of Amazon Web Services. You are less than half the cost of Dropbox. And you give more features natively. Because you is privacy guaranteed. As soon as it goes up, it's tied to that wallet. You don't have the wallet, not your keys, not your data. This is what should be on the Jackal website, by the way, Emery. Not your keys, not your data, period. We always do this when it comes to the tokens. Not your keys, not your coins. Fine. We have now changed that definition too. Not your keys, not your data. I love that. I absolutely love that. I'm a huge fan. But because this is a product, in my opinion, that is so easy to sell. It is legacy world facing. We're not trying to crack the crypto audience, all right? That's almost an ancillary effect. It's the fact that this is a product that appeals to 100% of the planet, not 16% that owns crypto or 84% that has no idea what the hell crypto is. It's a product that appeals to 100% of the planet. How could I not get behind that? Everything else is something that appeals to crypto people. This is something that appeals to everybody. You don't need to own crypto to use it. You don't need to know anything about blockchain to use it. All you have to do is drag your files from here to here. Boom, you're done. You are an expert, just like that. I can't wait to see what they do with this one, man. I'm very, very excited because it's a product that I believe in, because I know the industry, because I know the business, and because I know the price points. That's why I think they're just going to absolutely crush it. My only concern, Emery, and I'm putting you on the big board, so I want to see your reaction here. My only concern is, can they scale in time? That's my only concern.
Yeah, I would say it's the scalability problem is more or less solved. So the way to scale is just to have more miners on the network. We've incentivized the miners with Jackal tokens. So as Jackal is used, the token price will go up. So that's just how use case tokens work. The more they're used, the more their price goes up. So as miners get online and the price and the service is used, then it's definitely an incentive to put up more. So the scalability is completely reliant on the peer-to-peer networking that is the miners that will make you money for helping the network.
So you're saying the token value is based on the activity of the network?
That is how I've constructed it.
So the more people onboard onto Jackal, the more people start to come onto Jackal, the more enterprise clients start to come onto Jackal, the more the network gets used, the more that token is going to be worth. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, there are actually two different ways for Jackal's price to increase for the most part. One is for usage of the token, the other is for staking it. And just holding Jackal really won't do anything for you. You either have to use it or preferably stake it. And those two things will drive the token price.
So You've created something that is backed by something that's not just myth. You've created something that is backed by an actual network, the volume on the network. As soon as we onboard somebody like Blue Cross Blue Shield, suddenly you got enterprise clients that are up here that are just driving the usage on that network. And then you start getting testimonials from them. This is how good it works. We have just nailed it. We couldn't be happier. We are saving money, money, money. And then you can take all of this stuff, that information, these testimonials, and you can bring them out to other parties, law firms, anybody dealing with tax, anybody dealing with all this stuff, and say, you want pure privacy? Here it is, and we'll do it at 25% of the cost, period. I don't see how you lose with this one. As long
I actually
as
took a lot of notes from Flexa on how to do certain things.
Yeah, what notes did you take on Flexa, dude? You're on the big screen, man. I'm all ears.
Well, I think one of the big lessons I've learned is to make sure to be transparent with the community, because what you'll find a lot in crypto is that, you know, products and dexes, they get delayed. There's absolutely no going about that. I've only been like heavy in the crypto space for like a little under a year, but I've learned that much so far, and it's pretty apparent. But as long as you're like open about what's happening and your product and stuff like that, people understand. They would rather have a delayed product than to have something rushed out and then it's broken. And that's why we're so transparent on our Discord about how things are going. What I've learned from Flexa is mostly what not to do with your token.
What shouldn't you do?
Keep the community out. That's a big thing. When the community has to rely on what they think you're doing rather than what's actually happening, there's an asymmetry in information. The asymmetric information will hurt you in the long run, I think. So like, say for example that, you know, everyone talks about what Flexa is doing, what they might even do in the future. And if Flexa doesn't meet those expectations that everyone has dreamt up in their heads, that's going to make a token dump, right? Because they don't think the same thing that's actually happening, right? You want transparency, because if people know exactly what's going to happen, and at least at very close to what's going to happen, then they feel safe because they know what's going to happen, they know how it's going to happen, they know when, where, how, all that stuff. But if those two things are disconnected, then I find that your token won't do so well, because people thought they had expectations for them, it didn't meet those expectations, and the token drops.
Well, you just don't understand Flexa, dude. That's all it is. You don't understand AMP. You don't understand Flex. You think you're smart? You ain't smart. You think you're smarter than Tyler? He worked for NASA. All right, you did. Do you work for NASA, Emery?
Never have.
No? Okay, well, there goes your credibility, man. All right, this guy worked for NASA. You don't. Therefore, there it is. Doesn't matter.
You don't even have to be. You don't have to be insanely smart to do some of these things. I mean, most of the Jackal team are around my age. In fact, I'm the oldest, and I'm not that old.
So you don't have to be smart to build Jackal. Is that what you're saying? So you guys are just kind of hanging in there, dummies, bouncing off each other. Is that what you're saying?
No,
I'm warming up for our next.
Smart guy's Marston. That guy is basically Megamind.
Oh, Marston is next level, dude. I mean, I cannot wait to get him. If they ever come back on the show, man, I cannot wait to talk to him again, because he's so much fun, dude. I don't understand half the shit he's saying. That's what makes it fun. But I have to sit here with the very, insightful look on my face. Ah, yes, nodding my. I don't know what you said. I have no idea.
I mean, it's pretty intuitive how we built it. The reason that a lot of other people haven't built it is because it's simply not profitable. Data is more profitable. Selling data is more profitable than securing it. But we're hoping to flip that model on its head. We want to show that securing data and letting you know your data is safe is actually just as profitable, if not more so, than selling it.
Well, and the fact that you could do it in a decentralized way at 25% of the cost of what everybody else is charging.
And that's the whole point of the miners, right? To make everything as decentralized as possible.
Yep, and that's the rub, man. As soon as Jackal starts standing up their own servers, not decentralized anymore, man. You still a good product. You still doing all that. It's just not a decentralized product. So, no, I happen to agree with everything that you're doing, man. I think you guys are nailing it. I think it's perfect. And Yeah, I have a lot of money that's going to be poured into this one, man. But again, it's personal choice. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to moon in 6 months, because you're not. This is a product. A product takes time to develop. Not the product itself, because it's built, it works, but it takes time to develop a customer base for a product. So you're not, I don't see a mooning inside of 6 months, man, but I see a nice, steady, organic growth. That's all I want out of crypto, is a predictable, nice, steady, predictable growth.
We want the organic growth, because as soon as it becomes hyped and overvalued, that's when the bubble starts, and all bubbles pop eventually.
All bubbles pop. In fact, I know how we absolutely, and you can admit it, man, but wasn't it around 30, 32 bucks? Me and you started talking about Juno, and I was like, dude, it's a bubble. And you didn't say it out public, but I know you agreed, man. He's like, oh, fuck, this is a bubble, man. You can't, anything that goes up that fast is going to come down that fast, man. And here we are. Welcome to Prop 16. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us on the member stream, man. This is I love these, because I can let the occasional swear word out. I understand that I'm the king of eloquence. I'm clearly not, but yeah, I'd like to. I think vulgarity has a place, and when you really want to make a point, I believe an F-bomb will show the emotion that you might not be able to show in your voice. So I have no particular problem with it. However, YouTube does. So I love the member streams just for that, just so I can let my metaphorical hair down. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for joining us so much. And those of you who catch it on the replay, nobody's going to watch us on the replay, dude. Nobody's going to sit here for an hour and listen to us just rail away. So this is probably a one-off. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Emery, you get 30 seconds, and Belle's going to take us out of here.
Yeah, hopefully you guys took out a lot of what Prop 16 was and what Prop 17 will do. Always watch out for those things. And speaking of governance, you own tokens. That means you're part of the governance. Always vote on things if there's something happening, for a couple of reasons. One, it's in your best interest to vote, because it affects you. And two, oftentimes when you vote on governance, you might be qualified for future airdrops, especially like a multiplier or something like that. So if there's any incentive to do governance, if it's not just for your own well-being, then do it for the money.
Do it for the money. Vote for the money, guys. Come on, man. This is a poll tax, but it goes the other way. So, all right, Belle, why don't you take us out of here? And, hey, from all of us, Belle, happy birthday. Take us out.
Thank you. Well, now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do hope you guys enjoyed today's members stream. We haven't done one of these in a while, and we're perfectly happy to be coming back on here and doing them. Now, with that being said, we are going to be back on Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, as well as on Saturday, also at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Leanson, that's for you. It's always 7.
I might be on Tuesday if I don't have anything else going on, but if I do, it's Scott alone, and you get what you get. So I'm sorry. Carry on, Belle.
All right. Now, with that being said, again, we do thank you guys for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we will see you guys next time.
We are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of our most current content.